So last class, though before we start the module 2, I just cover the concept of requirement management. Right? I just stressed it with the examination point of view because it is a separate topic that has been given in the syllabus require management. Maybe in the last year we didn't had this topic requirement management. We had a specification, we had a validation. And the continuity is once you finish require management, the jump up from model 1 to model 3 system models. In between, when we talk about system models, you could see the topics here. What are context models? What are interaction models? What are structural models? But to understand this context model, interaction model, or a structural model, we need have basic foundation of the concept of object orientation. Only with that intent, he has kept this module 3. Okay. And this is from a textbook, that is a Romberg. You have the textbook, Michael Blah and James Romberg, Object Oriented Modeling Design, a very good book. So last class we studied what is object orientation and what is object oriented development. Specifically, I stressed with respect to the programming point of view. When you do a programming basically using a C++ or Java, you use the concept of object orientation. In the sense, you use a concept of class, right? You use the concept of class, methods, many more things. So, so we have a concept here. What is object-oriented development and object-oriented modeling history? And continuing with that, modeling as a design technique. Let me brief up here. So we started with object-oriented approach. How it differs from a functional and traditional approach, we have just studied it. And we studied what is modeling. Okay. Then we just started what is the meaning of object orientation. And we briefly studied what is class modeling. Coming to the concept, we studied with respect to the object, how do you elaborate state and behavior? Okay, how do you study a state and behavior. State represents the descriptive characteristics, whereas a behavior represents how and what can be done. For example, taking into the consideration bank account. So bank account is a unique object wherein you have an attributes, unique attributes called bank account number. And we have several operations with respect to the bank account. That is, you can deposit or you can withdraw. Few of the operations that can be done with the bank account. So when it comes to the object have three responsibilities. Once again, I repeat, objects, when it comes to the objects have a three major responsibility. The three responsibilities are what they know about themselves. That is, they should describe themselves with respect to the attributes. Similarly, the object should be represented with respect to the operations. And there is a specific relationship between one object to the another object. So my major concentration is on the various operations of the attributes. When you say object has got the separate attributes. Yes. So what they know about the other object, that is a relationship. Okay. The relationship that you maintain with another object. Then coming to the concept, we have a software object model that represents the real world objects or abstract concepts. For example, we have seen a set of examples. If you say the state of object, coming to the example, we have a bicycle. We can represent its attributes, its states, and the operations. Similarly, dog, it has got its state, name, color, the kind of breed. Okay. So now what is all about object orientation about? The meaning is, what is the object orientation is about? And what could be the challenges that could be faced by the people? So last class I explained you what is the meaning of modularity and abstraction. Modularity means a large system is broken into smaller pieces, right? Why do we make these smaller pieces? In order to understand the things. For example, when you write a program in any one of the language, specifically in object-oriented language, you define the function separately. That is a class or the classes separately. Why do we define a class separately? Because that makes a simpler system simpler in the sense it breaks up the system into small pieces and individual system could be understood easily. Okay. So when I say abstraction focuses on essential aspects of application or a data hiding. Okay. So it hides the internal things. So hence the latest of these approaches over the years is object orientation. So is it audible? Is it clear to? Let me continue with the process of let me explain the process of for object oriented development. And I said what are graphical notations.